Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary, Undersecretary in general, thank you for being here. Secretary Hegseth, about 11 years ago, U.S. Air Force veteran Sergeant David Crete, who served at the Nevada Test and Training Range, realized for the first time that the health problems he'd been experiencing were not an isolated incident, but matched the health problems of many other veterans who had served alongside him at NITRR. He was sitting in his backyard reconnecting with 8 of them and asked them, "Does anyone here have tumors?" And 6 of 8 of them rose their hands and then proclaimed that even some of them had children with tumors. Dave, as it happens, had recently had a grape-sized tumor removed from his neck. 3 years ago, he came to Washington when the VA had refused to provide him the kind of benefits and coverage he had earned and which he needs from the VA because of his Department of Defense would not provide the agency with his records of his NITRR service. I helped introduce a bill 2 years ago and have been fighting on his behalf ever since. What is most frustrating about this fight is not that the federal government doesn't recognize these health impacts of their service. In fact, Congress 26 years ago provided a law providing medical coverage and compensation for the Department of Energy employees who served in the very same location that Dave Crete and his colleagues had served in. Instead, their fight is against the Department of Defense red tape, which you have been committed to fighting. Thank you. You see, one of the only things standing between the toxic exposed veterans at NITRR and comprehensive health coverage and benefits from the VA is documentation that the Department of Defense has that will prove that they served where they actually did. This documentation exists, and we're just waiting for the department to act. Every day that you delay in providing this information, another veteran and their family suffers unnecessarily. Last week, I had the opportunity to meet many of these veterans. 2 hours before I met them, one of them received a call from his oncologist informing him that he had multiple myeloma, an incurable blood cancer. Over the weekend, Dave was notified that 2 more of his cohort had recent deaths. The Invisible Enemy, which is an organization Dave founded, maintains a memorial list of those who worked at NITRR and have passed away. When Dave testified before the House Veterans Affairs Committee roundtable 13 months ago, 462 veterans were on this list. Today, that list includes 565 names. Just 1 year of inaction has led to 103 veterans passing without the care that they received, that they earned, and their family without the benefits. This list grows by an average of 1 every 2 days. Mr. Secretary, you have the authority to provide the VA with the documents they need today to get these veterans the help they need. These veterans have been waiting far too long. Can you please commit to me that you will be able to provide that list or that information as soon as possible so that these veterans can get the care and the benefits that they have rightfully earned?
Well, thank you for what you're doing for those folks, and I can certainly commit to you today that, my chief's right here. We will get a review for me as soon as early as next week, and I'll get back to you on what our department's position should be on that.
Okay, well, I first of all, we have the information. The Department of Energy has provided these benefits to the same cohort of people who've worked alongside them. We cannot wait for another review. I'm asking for your commitment.
I'm not talking about a full review. I'm just talking about a familiarization, so I understand exactly what you're talking about, wrap my arms around it, and then get you a response. It's not a situation I have all the facts on. I just want to get all the facts and understand it before I commit to something like that.
All right. I just, like I said, 1 person every 2 days, 1 veteran who has served this country is dying and their families are going without the benefits they've earned. I can't express how urgent this need is. I thank you for your immediate attention to this issue.